Okay, well, Carl, here's my concern. I want to play a soundbite on it, and then our time for our first segment is going to be up. But my concern is the ultimate concern, and we're hearing a little more and more about it. It's that, if I dare say it, the potential of an EMP strike upon any free world. And now that the Iranians are going to be outfitted with nukes, etc., it's even more likely. I want to play a quick soundbite. It happens to be Gary Stearman and L.A. Marzulli on the TV program Prophecy Watchers, and they have a 2.5-minute little dialogue here about the potential of an EMP attack.
So let's just talk about the thrust of Watchers 9. What made you do it? What were you looking for?
Well, Watchers 9, really, the whole nexus of this is the Days of Chaos. That's the title of the film. And the idea that we are living in chaotic times. I think when we start going down the punch list and we start talking about some of the subjects that we film and interview some of the world's leading experts in these areas, it'll become evident that it's not business as usual anymore. We are in tenuous, tumultuous, unprecedented times.
Unprecedented and unstable. And that brings me to a subject that I'd like to broach, just because it's so huge in my own mind. We live on electricity. We're an electric culture globally. Sure. You've seen those satellite pictures. The satellite looks down and it sees all the lights at night. You can see all the cities, and all that's electricity. What if somebody pulled the plug? Well, you actually cover that possibility in Watchers 9.
We do. We sat down with Dr. Brooks Agnew. He's been on the Watchers series before. What's incredible about this, Brooks understands what an electromagnetic pulse weapon is and the gravity of the situation. If an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse weapon, was actually detonated over the heartland, we go back to the Stone Age. And the scenario would be, you take an oil tanker, you retrofit it, the Iranians perhaps, retrofit the oil tanker, put a missile in there with a nuclear warhead, launch that puppy from the Gulf someplace. That thing goes up about 200 miles over the Earth's surface, detonates it. That creates a shock wave, an electromagnetic pulse, which basically brings us back to the Stone Age. Your car, refrigerator, toaster, watches, cell phones, nothing works. TV, radio, basically modernity is shut down, and we are back as a country to pre-industrial revolutionary times. That would be catastrophic.
And he says it would take 2 or 3 years to recover from that.
At least, yeah.
At least 2 or 3 years.
And millions would die in the process.
And in the meantime, we would be vulnerable to the enemy if the enemy has somehow found a way to preserve his own electrical.
Think of the chaos in the cities when there's no food, there's no running water, there's no toilets, everything. Life as we know it comes to a crashing halt. And people need to understand that this is a real threat. Congress knows about it and yet has never really addressed it to beef up the grid in case of an EMP. They could perhaps, replace some of those, basically the grid. They could do it, but they voted against it.
I was just thinking about police cars. We look at the police as our protectors. They have to communicate by radio in
That's
those
all
cars.
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Wow. An age of chaos. We are on that precipice right now.
The cusp of it.
Days
Absolutely.
of chaos.
Days of chaos. That's what we're in today, and that's why I actually got attracted to a new book called Be Thou Prepared, Equipping the Church for Persecution and Times of Trouble. How do we prepare for days of chaos? And I want to talk a little bit more when I get back, not only about the days of chaos, but about the new assault on Christians. Well, of course, there's always been an assault on Christians, but it's been intensified in the last 7 years. And